Hey everybody, and welcome back to another day of Crypto Wonderland. And of course, we're going to get into some cool topics as usual. Our favorites, Hex Pumpamentals, we're going to talk about that. TitanX Hyperdeflation, that has already started. I don't know if people realize, but it started already the last 4 days. So we're going to talk about that too. We've got bull market outlook. We're going to talk about that with obviously the Israel-Iran response there to the Iranian missiles that went over yesterday and failed. We were going to be talking about how that is playing into the markets at the moment, kind of giving us a healthy pullback. So we're going to talk about that. And obviously, we also got an update on Mafia. The exchange has added in the keys, but they're not active yet. So it's there. You can see it, but you can't interact with it yet, which indicates that the next phases of the exchange is coming. And then, of course, ultimately the map, which is phase 7. We're looking for that, but there's 12 phases, so we'll get into that. It's going to be pretty fun. All right, let's get into the chat there. Say hello as well, and we're going to have a lot of fun today. So where we're going, crypto first, stock market as well, and then we're going to jump into a Pulsechain and Richard Hart. We're going to talk about Richard Hart, and then we're going to get into TitanX, talk all about that. Those are kind of our 3 main topics today, or 4 topics if you include the stock market, I guess. We got Wookie says Wookie's been out on the skateboard with the look of Wookies. Oh, that's fantastic, Wookie. I'm so glad about that. I can't wait for your next little video clip. We call it Wheels in the Park Day. Very, very nice. That's fun. I love that. And what a beautiful day it is here in New Zealand at the bottom of the world. It is super sunny outside after having a lot of rain. We have rainy season at the moment, in between winter and summer. And we got just opened up to just absolute blue sky today. And there's a few clouds out about now, but what a much nicer day to be had. A little glimpse of maybe what summer's got in store for us in the future. Really, really cool. Brian's in house, our community leader. Sup, Brian? Hope you're doing well. Represent. And we got Joey Tour as well. Hi, all. Hey, Joey. Always a pleasure to have you in the chat there. And even Hexhog there. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, get excited. It's going to be cool. So Hex Pumpamentals, talk about that as well. Let's get straight into it, folks. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. We're streaming on 3 different YouTube channels. And a big shout out to everybody on those. Superman Crypto, Pulsechain X, and Hex Token channel. And over 10,500 subs. So a big shout out and join up today. What else are we going to say? Let's get into it. Let us go and bam. All right. So we got S&P 500 has slips on rising Mid-East tensions. Job report is looming. So we've got some economic data too. We can see the Dow Jones at the moment is down 0.44%, 185 points to 42,000. These kind of pullbacks are actually kind of healthy, I think, to some degree with the stock market because it's had such record highs. So getting a bit of a pullback is kind of healthy for that next push higher, right? I think that's kind of cool. S&P 500 is down 0.17%, 10 points to 5,700, and the Nasdaq there is down, pretty flat actually, down 9 points to 17,915. So still holding up pretty well, but it's nice to have a little bit of pullback. US dollar is up 0.28% there to 101.71 versus its trading partners. Let's have a look at oil. Obviously, oil with these geopolitical risks. Oil there is up 0.2% to $73.84. And Brent oil's up 0.37% to $78. So a little bit of rise there in the oil. Let's have a look at over the last month on the oil chart there. You can still pretty volatile, but definitely has risen in the last 24 hours or so on the oil there. Gold is flat at $2,675, and silver is pretty much up just slightly there, 2 cents to $32.31. Silver, of course, we're picking as a real winner if the interest rate pivots continue. We're expecting 125 basis points this year. And of course, silver with the devaluation of the US dollar, we could see silver go up and away. Now, obviously, with geopolitical risk, that kind of offsets the interest rates, perhaps, and the US dollar may stay stubbornly high. So we'll see. Risk sentiment has been hit hard this week with the escalation of the conflict in the Middle East. Joe Biden, the president there, the United States, said he doesn't expect Israel to deliver its retaliatory strikes against Iran today, following the later attack on Tel Aviv with the ballistic missiles. Biden also said the U.S. was in talks with Israel regarding potential strikes in Iran with the Islamic Republic's oil facilities likely to be targeted. That's kind of the low-hanging fruit. The U.S. believes any Israeli response would be measured enough to avoid a new round of escalations. In other words, trying to attack the nuclear sites, which I think they should probably do at some stage. But anyway, they've got to get rid of them somehow because imagine Iran with nuclear missiles. I mean, that's just a terrorist state with nuclear missiles. Can't be good. Oil prices continue to ride Middle East tensions higher, spurring energy stocks to end in the green. Escalation in the Middle East has led to markets to price in greater risk of fully fledged conflict in the region, which could potentially involve the US. We also got the jobless numbers coming up at the moment. Jobless claims set stage for payrolls. Traders also remain wary of ahead of Friday's key non-farm payroll reports, which is likely to set markets directions ahead of the Federal Reserve's next rate-setting meeting. The number of Americans who turned into first-time claims for the state unemployment benefits rose by more than anticipated last week, but did not stray too far from the 4-month low touched on the prior week. Seasonally adjusted initial jobless claims climbed to 225,000 in the week ended September 28th, increasing from an upwardly revised 219,000 last week. And economists had anticipated 222,000, so slightly higher. The early reading for the week, the earlier reading for the week ended September 21st was 218,000, the lowest since mid-May. So jobless claims not so bad. Elsewhere on the economic front, service activities fell slightly more than expected. So that's where we are at the moment. We've obviously got the next Fed meeting is coming up. That is ticking away day by day. And let's have a look at where that is at the moment. 4 weeks and 6 days and 18 hours ago until the next Fed meeting, the 7th of November, which is, as you guys know, 2 days after the US election. And of course, we've got 71, almost 72% of the market only expecting a 25 basis point cut at the moment. That is slightly increased, right, from where we were yesterday or 2 days ago, at least when I did my last live stream. So that's pretty much the markets. Let's jump into crypto. We got BTC at the moment is flat pretty much at 60,991. Let's just call it 61,000. Bitcoin dominance has increased though. It's over 55% now to 55.74%. So altcoin season not quite yet. Bull run not quite fully. October not quite fully in play. We got Ethereum at the moment is down 1% at 2,357. Now with cheaper Ethereum, of course, that means you can pick up things in the Ethereum network a lot cheaper, right? Like TitanX. So it's bullish for that. Solana at the moment down 3%, $137. Also, XRP down 3.8%, 52 cents. What else? We have got green though, BNB up slightly. We got ADA is up slightly as well, and XRP is up almost 2%. Sorry, Tron is almost up 2% there. Litecoin is up almost 1%. Those are kind of the leaders at the moment. That's where we are now. Let's jump over to Bitcoin, have a quick zoom on this. We obviously had a nice, beautiful rally that has been tapering off with the geopolitical risk here. So that's kind of where we came back down for. We were up at 66,500, and we've just come down over the last 3 or 4 days, all the way down to 59,900, which, funnily enough, is the 200-day moving average. So we bounced off the 200-day moving average at the moment. We really do want to stay over there if we can help it, right, over the 200-day moving average. We also don't want a death cross, so we don't want this yellow line going below the blue line. We avoided it once already, and of course we are in October, so we could have things going pretty well. Now, obviously, with if there is a more moderate response from Israel in terms of the maybe bombing some oil facilities, as opposed to a further escalating with the nuclear attacking the nuclear development sites at this stage. Like I say, that's going to have to be dealt with one way or the other. Probably better to collapse the state and take over from within. Probably the better strategy. Obviously, we all want mad crypto gains and world peace as much as possible. So this is probably the play to go. We got at the moment $60,820. That's kind of where we are at the moment. And October is upon us. So we're only just at the beginning. That's where we are. And of course, we've got the US election coming up here on the 5th. That is kind of the play. All right. So let's zoom in a bit closer on Bitcoin returns at the moment. Obviously, last month we had 7.29%, and Rectember became actually a pretty up September. But October is normally Uptober. You can see all the green previous months in the previous years. And of course, we can see that in halving years we're green in September, both 2020 and 2016 and 2024. Currently, we've opened up with a negative 4%. Obviously, we want that to turn around. We're only at the beginning of October. So maybe the first week or two could be a bit volatile, and then maybe the second half of October leading into the US election could be Uptober time, and that reverts to a green month. So we'll keep a lookout for that. Moving to the Bitcoin halving chart, you guys know this one. We have got previous, 2016, we were kind of just slowly, sort of kind of flat, and then we slowly started rising up for that big bull market rally, right? This is what we were waiting for, this big rally here. And then 2020, we had a similar thing here, just moving sideways slightly up, and then we had the bull market, right? And then we also had a double top, right? It was Richard Hart likes to call it the Judas candle there in November 2021. And since then, we've been in the bear market, right? We came down all the way down, about 15K, 16K, I guess 15,000 here, down here. And then we've started rallying out of that. So early phases into the Bitcoin halving for 2024. We've got the similar thing, right? Got similar kind of moving sideways, even a little bit more flatter than what we previously seen, to be honest. And then, of course, now we've got October, perfect time. And are we going to get this rally, this super, bull market rally that we're all chasing there? It's definitely looking very promising, apart from the geopolitical risk, which is holding us down at the moment. So bullish there. So that's kind of where we are on the bull market outlook. It's still looking pretty good. Obviously, the first half of October may not be so friendly with the geopolitical risk, but if they do subside, then, and it just goes back to sort of conventional warfare, like little stuff on the ground, then that's probably going to be the case there. We shall see in the next couple of days. Right, so that is Bitcoin. Looking at the Ethereum at the moment, obviously Ethereum come back way harder, right? We're up at $2,700, way down here at 2,352. Remember, we're still in this death cross, but we haven't actually broken through 2,200 really, or at least 2150. So we're still well above that. But of course, a good time, nice cheap prices to get up Ethereum there at the moment. That is where we are. Looking at the meme coins, let's have a look here. Obviously, meme coins with the down market, or at least a flat market, down negative sentiment. We've got the meme coin still down. Dodge is down 10% for the week, 15.4 billion, flat today. Everything's pretty much down. You can see across the board, Floki down 14% for the week, down today, or flat today, really. It's flat, it's down 3.8%. Brett on base chain down 20% there as well. Nero down 14% for the week. Booker meme, they're down 20%. So everything's pretty much down. 21% for dogs on Ton Chain, 13% for Pepcoin there. Our favorite one here, dogs, is which had that beautiful rally for 4 days or so off the bottom, has definitely been reduced back down. It was over 400 million. I think it got to 450. It's now at 309 million, and it down 60%. Now remember, it's got no tier 1 exchanges. So still a lot of upside for dog. Once it gets it, it's up and away, right? It gets one exchange, it could do go back to $1 billion again and get maybe even more. I sort of picking that might go to 20, 30 sats, which would put it at $2-3 billion, depending on the exchange, right? And then, of course, we know Kraken's probably going to be first. And if it gets half a dozen, man, this thing is really off to the races there. They've got to incorporate the runes technology and get that played. So at the moment, a nice little pullback there, able to pick up at 0.3 of a penny. So that's kind of the meme coins at the moment. So obviously no joy yet until we get that bull market rally, really kicking it. Let's go to the overall market cap. So 2.11 trillion is the market cap, down 30% for crypto. We've got the volume at 83.3 billion, down 10% today. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. And there's a little bit of fear and greed, a little bit of fear in the market, 36 based on that. So that is our crypto updates as well. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's say hello to people in the chat. We're going to get on to Pulsechain at day 510 results. So let's see who else has jumped in here. If you want to join Strategy Club, that is the link. Yeah, join up multi-chain. We look for the best opportunities. And I think we're on to some real good ones in there. So definitely, if you love ongoing intel, then it's a good place to be. Only $35 a month too. Refine's in the house there. Woohoo! Good to see Refined. Hope you're doing well there. T-Shares in the house as well. Superman. Hey, cool to see you in the chat. Big shout out there. What else we got going? Wookie says death cross sounds bad. It is bad. We're trying to avoid the death cross on the old Bitcoin, especially in October. That makes no good. That makes no good there. Just looking across the different YouTube channels there at the moment. All right, let's jump over to Pulsechain, shall we? We got a bit of update from Richard Hart too. So day 510, we got Pulse at the moment, quadruple 0534, up 0.5% at 53% of the main sacrifice price. You know, when the markets are like this, a perfect time for Pulsechain to shine, right? Perfect time for Pulsechain to shine. Pulsex at the moment, quadruple 0322, up at 2.7%. So we've got some nice little green candles emerging here. Still 32% of the main sacrifice price, so still a lot of upside value. And of course, the buy and burn sitting at 1 trillion and 13 billion now, heading up and away. And that is 5.03% of the public supply has now been bought up and burned. And SEM token is down 1.75% today. The ratio has obviously dropped below 50,000. We're sitting at 49,889 pulse per one in SEM token. And there's been, a lot of big holders there have been switching into Pulsex on the old incentives. Pretty interesting moves there if you follow the flows. We've got Hex at the moment is up 6.65% at 1.46 cents. So Hex is looking like the boss. Hex Pumpamentals are looking very good indeed. We're finally seeing a pump that didn't get sold off. It got down a little bit, had a little bit of profit taking, but really it has consolidated above the 1 cent. So it hit our support line, and it is looking really, really good on Hex. EHEX at the moment, 2900 to a penny. Combined price in EHEX and PX is 1 3/4 cents. I haven't said that for a long time, have I? That is doing very well indeed. Hex looks like it's gearing up for the next move. So we're going to have a look at the RSI on that, but that is pretty bullish for day 510. Hex Pumpamentals well intact. Let's go to Richard Hart. Hey, Richard, how you doing? Richard's good. He says, nice to see green in the sea of red, says Richard. And, of course, he's been posting more of these every day. So this is a very bullish sign for Pulsechain, a very good sign for Hex Pumpamentals. Ethereum, paste your address and see if you have free coins waiting for you. So that is obviously, Pulsechain being a full system stake fork of Ethereum, 10th of May, 2021 in snapshot. And, of course, if you had tokens on Ethereum, you have had them on Pulsechain as copies. Obviously, since then, we've had tons of copies, tons of coins and projects launch on Pulsechain, and more to come in the future. Another post that Richard said 7 hours ago, Pulse is up 2x in Ethereum in 3 months. So pretty awesome. Pulse is up 2x in Ethereum in 3 months. So Pulsechain are doing very well against Ethereum there. So pretty exciting. And things are on the move. So that's care of Richard Hart. I said we're going to have an update from him. And of course, let's go to the full chart here. We can see on the daily on Pulsechain, the RSI is been going up into the hot stage. So we've been at 77. We've been about 80. It's come back down to 68. We're climbing back up to 70. Remember, over 70 is overbought, but of course we can ride that quite a lot there. So Pulsechain's still looking hot. Now let's go look at the screen here. What do you guys see? What do you guys see in the screen? Well, we've got 50-day yellow is the 50-day moving average, and the 200-day moving average is in orange. What do you see happening to the 50-day moving average? Don't get too excited. The Pumpamentals of Hex and Pulsechain are looking hot, and if we get this cross, that is a bullish cross, and it's really game on after that, especially if the chart is over the top of those averages when we do it. Everything is looking pretty good there. So pretty exciting. Got to be excited. Let's go to the weekly and see how much here. So we are still super low on the RSI on the weekly. We're down at 48. We hit 50 and bounced at 48. So we've got a long way to go here with the RSI on the weekly. Looking very excited. Now we have come up to this resistance zone that we had back in November, December last year, and previously resistance here back in July. So we have come and tested that. See how we sort of broke through that, tested that range. Next time we're going to break higher from there. Looking pretty good. So we could go to 7,200 plus, 7,200 plus here on this next move. So fingers crossed, everything is going pretty well there. Now, obviously, we're getting closer to the court case, obviously with Pulsechain. So let's bring that in with the Richard Hart for the rest of the SEC. So that is getting closer. We are only 28 days away from the 31st of October. That's when the court case is on. Now, a lot of people are going to be going to New York for that, and so it's going to be, we'll get plenty of coverage of that for sure. And then just shortly after that, of course, we've got the US election on the 5th, and then as you guys know, on the 7th, we've got the interest rate, second interest rate cuts, which will probably be 25 basis points at this stage. So lots of cool things in store for there, and I think the case is looking pretty good. So I think we'll have a good chance of knocking a lot of those points out that the SEC's got for that case. Now, the US election is going to be important too, right? If Donald Trump wins, which we're all hoping for, then that's going to get rid of the SEC, lawfare against crypto, potentially drop the cases in any case that are frivolous cases like the one against Richard Hart and the Pulsechain, Pulsex, and Hex. So look forward to that. Now, Pulsex, of course, Pulsex here ramping up here, going really nice. The RSI pretty similar to Pulsechain, around 70. But look at that chart, looking very good indeed. So let's go to the weekly on this chart. And of course, I think Pulsex is very undervalued. So a really cool move there. And we're up currently riding up this chart 3 weeks of that. Look at weekly candles down at 56. So still Pulsechain's below 50, but we're above 50 here for Pulsex at 56. A lot of upside here for Pulsex for sure in this chart. So kind of cool. What's the next sort of levels? Well, maybe we're at 3,200, maybe 4,250 on the horizontals there. But look on the weekly here. I haven't got the 50 and 200-day moving average here, but I do have the 13 and 34 averages, and we're about to do a bullish cross there too. So that's very, very exciting to see that. In fact, we may add in that another day to have a look at that, but that is looking bullish for Pulsechain too. Hex, of course, is the darling. The RSI has been running hot for ages. Look at this, how many days it's been up here. 81 at the moment on the daily. And look what we're about to get. See this? See the orange line? Let's hide these other ones. Let's hide. If I can hide these, we'll hide that one, and we'll let's see if we can. A little bit fidgety here, but let's see if we can hide that one. So this is the 50-day moving average on Hex on Pulsechain. Look at the 200 days. 200 days at 71 hundredths of a penny, and we're here at 65 hundredths of a penny. Look at this. Woo-hoo! We're about to get a very bullish cross, extremely bullish cross here on Hex on the Pulsechain for the daily. Let's go to the weekly. The weekly is much hotter. We saw 50 on the RSI for Pulse. What about 55, 56 for Pulsex? But here on Hex on Pulsechain, it is up at 66, almost 67 here. Still got room to move to move higher. We're currently at 1.5 cents. I gotta feel like 2 cents, which is the pre-SEC price, has got to be within range here on that. So I think it's looking pretty nice indeed. I wouldn't be surprised if we start to edge up to that 2 cent mark there, and probably just pierce past it. Maybe go to 2.2 cents per Hex. So looking pretty exciting now. Let's add back the overlays, and of course we've also got obviously some bullish cross here happening with the shorter time frames, 13 and the 34. Another mega cross there. So starting to head towards that 5 to 7 cents, 10 cents. I mean, it's all in play, right? Happens much faster, right? Richard's got a particular number of moves that can be made. The market's got moves that can make. So yeah, that's where we are. EX obviously will benefit from that. Up and away, and of course the BankX wall is much smaller now, 175 million apparently, so that will get dragged up too. All right, let's jump away from that. Let's go have a look at the rest of the markets. Hex derivatives, we've got Trio, the 3-year Hex mining pool is up 7%, Hetron is up 6%, Icosa is up 6% there, and Decky, the 10-year mining pool, is up 6%, so pretty much up across the board there. Maximus up 6%, and so is Lucky, the 3-year one, 7-year one is also up. Stablecoins, we've got none of the speculative ones are really up. We've got PDI still sitting at 37 hundredths of a penny, down 2% at the moment. That's kind of where we are on that one. Let's jump over to influencer coins. What else there? We've got Scuba Steve up again. Big shout out Scuba Steve. Gave me a little bit of a shout out post there today. I probably need to repost that. I haven't actually reposted, but Scuba Steve there up 9.5%. So another good win for Scuba Steve. And Access Alive up 5% as well. What else is up there? More from Trevon up 1.1%. The one I'm a bit surprised at is actually Randy Alaski's note token. So maybe he's just warming things up. That's currently at 14 hundredths of a penny, so a really good entry on that. 1.6%. Obviously looking for some action happening there. And of course, Randy's whale friend, Fire Whale, with Solid X, that is pretty much flat at $18.60. I think that's going to have a really nice run leading into December, especially if they get that crash game up, and if it is multi-chain and does all these wonderful things, then we'll see how that goes. They've certainly got quite a large audience to follow them on that, so could do well. We'll have a look out for that. Now, that leads us into Pulse Mafia. So we can see BNB Mafia today up 38.6%. So BNB Mafia has moved. We've got some buying in here today. And of course, we've got some upgrades happening. So if you're on BNB Mafia, maybe you did the TYCZ sacrifice, you'll be very happy about this, right? So this is starting to move up here. And of course, you can see my charts that I did the other day. If you missed that, of course, you can see that we're getting closer to this stage 6 deposit and withdrawals. Bullets and hearts LPs will be trading in keys. Now, we've seen today that keys are up. Now, you can't interact with it, but the key tab has been activated. So this has been activated today from the looks of it. I have posted it out on Superman Crypto. And of course, what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to buy keys. And this is going to be important for the map, right? Map is coming up, right? So we're waiting for that 3D map. First metaverse on Pulsechain. It is a big deal. I cannot say this enough. And of course, there's a lot of people not even clued into this. They're going to be catching up. And yeah, so there we go. That's all I'm going to say. Keys are in-house. That's not been activated yet. You can't actually select. So I don't think you can select. Yeah, you can't select this at the moment. But it is going to be bonus. Now, here's the thing. You can clear the thing. If you go all the way up, if you want to get that 20% extra keys, you've got to go up to $5,000. So this is going to fund tons of money into this game for that land grab. I said the land grab is a big deal. 10 cities, 1,500, what's it? 10 cities times 750 at minimum. So 7,500 plots of land, maybe a ballpark around there. It is huge, right? So people are going to need keys to open those up. So you're going to see big money coming in to get that land grab. So if you think that 20%, $5,000 is a lot, well, there will be people coming in to buy, 300 keys they'll get with that, with the bonus. Don't be surprised. You'll see the money come in for that. People, that's going to give you a chance to get 300 out of those 7,500 lots of land or so. So people will be coming in. It's a big, big deal. And of course, theoretically, I believe the keys are all going to keep funding into the vault. So the vault is about to explode. If you thought the vault was already big at 309,000, I think it's about to explode into a couple more $100,000 worth of pulse in there. So keep a lookout for that. It is pretty exciting. So this game just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's the first metaverse, first major play and earn game on Pulsechain. It is done by Jacob, the world's leading Web3 DeFi peer-to-peer developer in the world. We're lucky to have him on Pulsechain. It's obviously on BNB as well. Now, the news out today is that also that Mafia will be launching on Base Chain and Solana Chain, if I remember rightly. So that is huge news. So 4 chains. So if you have the TYCZ Sacrifice and you're a bit worried about the price, well, it looks like you're going to get another airdrop from the looks of it. And so that's super bullish. And if you're on Pulse Chain as well, you did TYRH, looks like you're going to get another airdrop on Base Chain and Solana Chain, 2 of the big chains. So things are just getting better for you. The excitement grows. This thing is just, that's why I've been covering it, because it's a powerhouse, right? So you guys know I like to pick the winners, and that's just the way we go. This is looking exciting. Number 1 GameFi, not only on Pulse Chain, playing on BNB, and now it seems Base Chain and Solana. This is going to get huge. It absolutely gets huge. And those chains love this sort of stuff. They love, the ability to play and earn, and of course the speculative side of it. They love that. So this is huge news coming out from today. Now we're waiting for deposits and withdrawals. This is deposit withdrawals is going to connect Dex Screener, so the crypto markets, with the in-game economy on Mafia, which is going to be massive. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So really cool to see GameFi just surging like this. And this is the world's best. This is world's best coming from Jacob. And remember, the Mafia is going to be 3D. It's right down to the street level. So it's going to have that beautiful interactiveness that people love to do, as well as obviously playing the game itself. So very excited to see where this will go, indeed. Now, obviously, the Mafia can't wait for that. This is stage number 7 out of 12. And, of course, the exchange here is the one that we're seeing at the moment is stage 6. So that is kind of cool. Mafia on BNB definitely got pushed higher today. Nice to see that. That yellow line at the top there is the sacrifice price that I have it at. So still work to do to get it up to there. So very nice discount still in the market, but doing pretty well. Now, on Mafia on Pulse Chain, that has not moved. That has not moved. So there's a lot of upside here if you want to get Pulse on Mafia at the moment. And, of course, we've got coming up potentially the news coming up here. These are my estimates, of course, for stage 6 and step 7. But, man, it does look like it's getting close, doesn't it? It does look like it's getting close. So huge news there. All right, so that is a quick coverage there. Let's go and have a look. Actually, I forgot to look at the total market cap, so let's go do that. Total volumes, because that's been a very important part of Pulse Chain's growth with the Pumpamentals, including Hex itself. Remember, you 2x the Pulse Chain, you're going to Pulse, you're going to 2x the chain, and then, of course, even more with the multiplier effect there from the, X times Y equals K formula for AMM pools. So let's have a look. We got 18.4 million volume, so still doing pretty good during the week. 270,000 transactions, and it looks like some of our best performers. We've got Goku up there, we've got Hachi up there, Pika, Pepe's, a lot of meme coins at the moment on top here. Cookies, Nana, yeah, heaps of meme coins today. Helgo is there, 6.6%. Hex, of course, sitting there at number 9. Not too bad, up 6%. And, of course, Axis there, managing to get up there, one of the influencer coins at number 10. So nice little moves happening over there at the moment on the old Pulse Chain. Now, just to wrap up Pulse Chain coverage, gas prices, 155,000 beats, so pretty low. 0.3 of a penny for a Pulsex swap. I love that, so cheap. Gwei on Ethereum, thank goodness, has come back a little bit. 3 Gwei, 846 times cheaper than Ethereum, still with 3 Gwei on Ethereum. Pretty crazy. Validators, obviously Pulse Chain is a full system stake fork with the full DeFi, and we've got 48,664 validators at the moment. And finally, our bridge. How healthy is the bridge? It's down slightly from 2 days ago when I looked at it. I think we're at about 114, something like that, or was it 113.8? So we're maybe down just a couple $1,000. Still holding pretty strong at $113.5 million. So not bad there on the bridge. And of course, we're about to start day 111 in about 30 minutes. Or no, actually, in 30 minutes, we're about to start that. So that's our Pulsechain coverage. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Hex Pumpamentals are looking well intact. Those charts are looking hot. And of course, Mafia, the #1 GameFi, man, well, the news about that is so exciting. Can't wait for it. Now, thinking of the Mafia, who else have we got in the chat? Let's scroll back down here. We've got Wookie says Hex to the moon, 100%. We've got Archie, the Don of the Dons, is in the house there of the directorate with all those families. Big shout out to you, Archie. Wookie is in the house representing the Japanese nation. He is indeed. Yeah, you know it says Wookie. Yeah, Wookie is going to be a mad hitman over in the Mafia game. We've got Sandy Beach in the house there. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you, Sandy Beach. Big Kahuna's in the house there. Hex Token channel member represent. Love those looks of that. Looking good. There's Hex Token channel member. Appreciate the support as always, Big Kahuna. We got Mr. Rocky in the house. Hey, Mr. Rocky. Jockey is here. Never fear. Who else there? Mafia cheaters will be punished, says Archie. Yeah, indeed they will. Crypto Fury might be the one of the people to actually execute that for you. He's in their families. PLS Mafia cool. BNB Mafia pullback on this pump. Good entries coming, or we take off to the moon. I think off to the moon there, Crypto Fury. I think we're about to get major pumpamentals happening for the old Mafia game, that's for sure. Agitas will get illuminated, says Big Coon. I like that. That's a very nice play on the words there with the Illuminated family. Illuminati. MBS says, morning family. A big shout out MBS. Keep up the good work on X, building your protocol. He's actually, you're going to be a big influencer. You keep that up, man. You're going good. Much bigger channel than mine. Of course, my Hex Token channel got suspended for no reason by X, usual, silly games, social media. These people, they wreck their own platforms to some degree. Back on track, 120,000 views today in MBS. Well played. And of course, we got the how-to Pulse or PulseX for gains. PulseX is the one I'd be picking there. But once again, not financial advice. Do your own due diligence. All right. There will be a time when you would flick back into Pulse, but that's not here yet. All right. So that is kind of the play there on that one. And let's get into the TitanX update. That's where we're here. 32 minutes on the hour. Doing pretty nice. So let's bring this in. Yeah, big news from Mafia today, isn't it? Big news with the old BNB chain and Solana chain. I mean, that's a pretty big expansion. It's going to be interesting because Cult DeFi is going to have to do more influences, not just on BNB, but Solana and basically, it's going to be a full-time job in this. I don't know. It's going to be pretty crazy. The other thing, of course, the airdrops will be well liked, and of course, the game will get the flash over there too. And hey, just makes it more likely we're going to have some sort of multi-chain interaction, doesn't it? Doesn't it mean that? I wonder also whether there'll be some PUSD Algo connection there as well, because I think that's his flagship product, and I can't wait for that to launch as well. Obviously, it's a lot of fun things. You never know with these devs; they're clever little creatures. These devs. That's all we can say. All right, let's get into it. Before we do though, Big Kahuna, let me just share the screen. Big Kahuna says Mafia, yeah, doing pretty well. Nice and cheap at the moment, folks. So you've been told many times. So there we go. Still good entries there. Very good entries indeed. All right, so let's get into TitanX. We got the Vault at the moment as the top performer, up 13% at the moment. The JKX, the meme coin, up 1.36%. Janus, which is actually on Pulsechain, but part of the Helios group there, is up 0.5%. TitanX itself is down just 0.5% on the 24 hours. Still looking pretty good though. And TitanX, of course, going hyperdeflation here. We're going to talk about that in a minute. DragonX is down 1%, the big whale. And of course, Hyper there is down 1% there. Of course, Hyper is a leverage play on TitanX using Ethereum. Helios down 1.5%. I know a lot of people are very excited about Helios. Some people have been picking up positions there. Inferno, after the big sell-off, that is starting to rise back up, but down 4% today. Baby DragonX, the big meme coin, is down 4%. Hydra is down 4.5%. Obviously, Hydra there got slightly higher inflation in the last couple of days, but is going into low inflation tonight. So there will only be much lower inflation coming out, 4 or 5 billion expected. So we should see a rise in the Hydra price tonight, especially the ratio to DragonX. So look out for that. Blaze is down 7.5%. Legend X is down 19%, and Pulsar there is down 26%. And obviously, Pulsar kind of have a bit of a controversial launch, stealth launch there, and had a few issues as I understand it. So we'll see what happens with that. All All right, so that's kind of play, but let's talk about hyperdeflation and TitanX, shall we? Shall we do that? Let's do that first. Let's go to TitanX and have a look at the chart. Let's go full mode, and we're going to look at the roadmap too, right, at the same time. This is the quiet performance. This is kind of the last time to get in. I see the chart here on the old pulse. Let's hide the overlays. See the old, that's TitanX over the last few days, right? So it's just pretty flat today. This is really trippy. That's a trippy looking chart there, and that means that people are getting faked out by that chart. That chart is all fake out. This thing is about to go major moon in the days and weeks ahead. So it is going to be crazy. They're so deceptive, that chart right now. They're so deceptive. So let's go to the current supply. We're going to go to Titan Hub, of course. Have a look at the current supply with the stats. So we're at 63.1 trillion. So this has gone down 4 days in a row. This has gone 4 down. This used to be way higher. I mean, we were up at 72 trillion before Hydra launched. And we've had tons of inflation coming out there. We've had, since Hydra, we had the big 5 trillion candles at the end of September. We just had the first one of October come out. We absorbed that, and we're still down at 63. That's incredible. In fact, yesterday, I think we were up like 60, 65 or so, and now we're down 63. So pretty amazing. We saw also a trillion get staked by one player for 28 days, trying to play out the 369 payout, the big 6.5 million payout. So that's been pretty interesting stuff there. But liquid is down 63. Watch this number. This number is critical. Hyperdeflation is coming. This number here is going to be going down, down, down. Now, what is the future inflation coming out? Well, I think my number's a little bit old now, but maybe 14, 15 trillion, maybe. I think it's still coming out, maybe less than that, 14, maybe, something like that ballpark. And of course, let's have a look down at the future inflation coming out over the next wee while. We're going to go right down here and have a look at the 90-day chart. So there's the 90-day chart. You can see that we are currently finishing this day here, 473. So that is the day we're currently finishing, if I remember rightly. Yeah, and we're about to move on to this day. In fact, we've just moved on to this orange candle. So we've come off a very low candle, 473. We're about to move on to this one, 796. And, of course, that is the one we're playing out there. Then on the 5th, we've got, so this is Friday, pretty much my time. Saturday is going to be this one here. The last trillion candle is coming up. The last one. The last one. Can you believe it? This is the last. I cannot say it enough. It is going to be crazy. This is just such a trigger. And, of course, if you come back to this TitanX chart with this price at the moment, isn't it kind of hilarious? Kind of hilarious that we've had the last 4 days, we've had 2.8 trillion be taken off the supply. So 2.8 trillion been taken off that supply in the last 4 days. It is unabating. And of course, here we are about to go through the last of the big inflation. 1 trillion out on the 5th. That's a Saturday. It's going to be pretty exciting. So it'll be, I guess, Friday in the north in the US and stuff. And then, of course, we're down from there, like down, down, down. Then we have these two sort of modest candles here. On the 8th, we have 686 billion, and then 815. But they're nothing burgers. They're going to get run over. They're going to get run over. And, of course, down we go. By the time we get to the 18th of October, we have our last $500 billion candle. And then we're down from there. Down we go for the rest of it. And, of course, you guys know how it works there. Now, in terms of the big 369 payout, we got that coming here on the 30th. So that's kind of where it is on the chart. I am hyper excited for that. And, of course, that is counting down as well. That's only days away. In fact, let's have a look at how many days on here. It is 27 days away. So TikTok, you got to get your bags ready, get your bags packed, because this thing's about to go hyper deflationary. Now, no one really knows what that's going to do, how it's going to impact the price. It's going to be dramatic. I can tell you that much. But we really haven't seen this before with an ecosystem built on top of it. So remember, Ethereum's gone up so much, and of course had so many protocols on top of it. Well, TitanX is the same. It's kind of like Ethereum, but with all the protocols on top of it. And we got more and more protocols launching and coming, and DeFi and everything else. It's just explosive, and it's all happening within days and weeks from now. It is insane. And of course, then big staker payouts within Ethereum that are going to go back into the system. And then more buy and burns are operating all across the place. More V3 pools. I mean, this system has just never been seen before. It is just unbelievable. And we're about to experience something brand new in crypto. It is about to go absolutely insane. So big shout out to Jack Levin. Jake Sharp there. Got too many J's in the founders there. So Jake Sharp there, huge win there for this. We're about to see it play out, and you guys are right here at the right time. So kind of cool. So that is the future inflation, looking very, very exciting. And what are we doing at the moment? So not only we've got the inflation coming out, we're burning through it, but what's burning through it? What is burning through it? Well, Hydra's burning through it. It's burning hundreds and hundreds of billions of TitanX are going in there. It is going very, very well indeed. Let's have a quick look at Hydra and have a look at the buy and burn. It is capturing a lot of miners. So the miners at the moment is around 1,000%, so doing pretty well. I think that's going to lift over the next 2 days, assuming the buy and burn stays the same. We've got the buy and burn ticking away there at the moment. It's got just under 10.9 trillion locked in the buy DragonX with TitanX. And then the Vortex has got almost heading towards 2 trillion. It's got over 1.9 trillion there, $1.2 million. So pretty cool. And we got $6.7 million in the main one there. And of course, Hydra there continued to burn, buy and burn the Hydra. So it's kind of cool. Now, stats wise, look at the buying. We've had about 49.5 billion Hydra. There's not much out at the moment. And of course, 88 billion has been bought. So a very high burn rate compared to other protocols at the moment, doing very well. And I suspect over the next 2 days, this is going to go even higher because we've only got 4 and 5 billion coming out rather than 7 or 8 billion, which we've had the last 3 days. So it's going to be really fun to see that play out on the ratio charts there. Hydra in favor of Hydra there versus DragonX. So that's kind of pretty cool. So that is a kind of key. So Hydra obviously doing hundreds of billions, but in addition to that, we've had Vault. Vault is obviously live. So we've got 3 of them, basically 3 projects live. And yesterday we saw a big jump in Vault. Look at that. So we were sitting on day 4 at 431 billion. We jumped back to $500 billion again. And so you've got these your trillion candle coming out, but you're getting $500 billion going into Vault. So you see the numbers, huge. And if we've got our last trillion candle coming out in 2 days' time, and we're only doing $500 billion days, then you see even Vault by itself is eating up that new inflation, and therefore Hydra is taking the inflation level down. So that's pretty amazing. Not only do we have Vault, but we have Flux as well. Flux also had a lift. So Flux, which had a declining amount going in there, it went down to 132 billion. It's actually jumped yesterday and went back up to 156. So it's gaining more momentum as well. So that's very exciting for that. So now you're looking at a huge number, 650 billion going into these 2 protocols. And then on top of that, Hydra, which is doing some sort of a hockey stick as well. So this is very, very exciting for hyperdeflation. It is crazy. And then, of course, you got the buy and burns operating, the V3s, pools and the fees and everything else like that. It is really looking fun. So that is what's up at the moment. This is what's up at the moment, right? Which is pretty cool. And Jake Sharp talks about this. Liquid was only 66.5 trillion only 72 hours ago. It is now 63 trillion. This is with miners still being claimed. When I say you're not ready for what's coming, I mean you're not ready for what's coming. Hyperdeflation, of course. That is very exciting. So highlighted that. Now, it gets more bullish than that, right? So it's even more bullish. So let's talk about how much more bullish it is, because obviously we've got more projects coming down the line. We've got AwesomeX. Now, I think AwesomeX is going to be delayed another day. I think it is. It's got a 14-hour countdown, but I think AwesomeX is going to be slightly delayed. Let's go to that, check that. AwesomeX is coming. It is. I was a little bit worried about the launch pad and 3.5% going to that, but after watching an AMA, I think this is not so bad. So, there we go. Awesome. It's good to get better explanations of stuff. So, yeah, so there's a new launch date here. Is the 11th of October. So that's been pushed out another week. So AwesomeX being pushed out another week to 2 p.m. UTC time. So there we go. That is what we got there. Looks like we're going to be streaming about that. Now, Jake Sharp apparently did a new launch date because he likes his numerology. If you're into that thing, then that's cool. So there we go. That is that. Let's go into other stuff that's coming out. So we've got Element 280, which I think is huge. It's the first of the big DeFi. We've got 3 big DeFis. Element 280 is the first of that. Of course, that's from Helios founder and Janus founder, the dude. And that is counting down 8 days and 13 hours. This is going to be a layer 4. It's going to be buying everything up in the TitanX ecosystem. It is a mega big deal. So it's going to buy everything up, like a big a unit trust or index or mutual fund, however you want to describe it. It's buying everything up, and it's going to be burning a lot too. And so it's going to benefit from being a layer 4. It's going to get X's on X, leverage on leverage on leverage, pretty much. And so that's going to be pretty popular. That's the first DeFi. A big buyer is coming to town and it's a way of owning everything. So if you want to own everything and you know that they're going to put in there, it's a way of doing it without you having to manage, you know, the whole thing. So, you know, and hopefully there will be winners in there, but never in the case you're going to get, you know, an average here. Now, we don't know how it's going to be weighted. Is it going to be the 4 core? Is it going to be weighted by market cap? How they do the weighting is going to be interesting to see that. But that is coming up, a launch in 8 days and 13 hours. So there we go. That is pretty exciting. Obviously, we're looking for Ouroboros is coming up as well. It looks like that might launch in a week. OIX, that could be huge Pumpamentals as well. So excited about Ouroboros, the lending. This is the second of the 3 big DeFis. There's going to be lending, borrowing, lending, and stablecoin. The mint starting for OIX, I think on Monday, and then a week, 2-3 weeks later, I think is the stablecoin USDX is coming. So there we go. And of course, the Titan Farms is an absolute juggernaut. That's the 3rd DeFi, and that looks like early October. So that could be a week away as well. And of course, that is going to be massive, massive, massive for the core 4. So TitanX, DragonX, obviously, and of course the Tink token, massive there. Targeted buy and burn, an NFT approach. So all these innovations, this is state of the art, and the Titan Farm is going to be massive. And of course, it's going to fatten up liquidity big time, and also take a lot of supply off the market. And of course, will benefit Hydra and of course Hyper as well from the looks of it too. So I'm excited about where that's going. Very, very excited with the DeFi. And then, of course, we've had new projects talked about. Matrix, obviously, is going to be Mike Dean. We've got, what's the, not Prometheus. I keep saying Prometheus from Stargate. We've got, what's the other one there? From Rags to Riches, just forgotten the name. We've got that one coming. I just got to remember the name now. What the heck is it? Let me know in the chat. I've forgotten. And then we've got a brand new project. This has been added to the TitanX Hub, Lotus. So that's hyper bullish too. So got to feel pretty good about that. So let's actually put all these on the board here and see where we're going. So that is what we expected. We obviously had Pulsar launch, so that's kind of cool. Let me just scroll this down a bit so we can see the full beauty of the roadmap. So we're going to take Pulsar off because that's launched, stealth launch there. Ouroboros, we're still expecting that. Viper, question mark, that's coming. Felix, of course, we're question mark over there. Element 280, that's pretty much on target. Titan Farms, pretty much on target. Still think we're looking good for that. AwesomeX has been moved back, as we said. So AwesomeX has been moved back. What did we say? The 11th, I think it was. Yeah, I can't remember where that was. Was it the 11th? Let's just quickly go out of there. No, I haven't got that either. So I think that's, what was it? AwesomeX. Let's just go pull it up again and just get the right date on that. That is coming up on the 11th. So the 11th there. So let's move AwesomeX to the 11th. And let's see where we're going here. Doing some changes live there. So that is AwesomeX. So that's been moved. And that is the fit better timings there from Jake Sharp. So that is kind of cool. Let me just make that a bit bigger. So that is the 11th there. I'll make sure I got that date right. So that's coming up. And of course, 2 p.m. UTC time. So the market roadmap's about to go explosive, right? Explosive. We've got 3 operating at the moment, eating up all the TitanX. And now we're about to have an onslaught of these protocols. AwesomeX, Titan Farms, Element 280, and Ouroboros, the big 3 DeFi. It is about getting insane in this house. Maybe Viper and Felix coming. Lotus is booked in for the 28th. Maybe we'll get scale. It's going to be on Baby DragonX. Baby DragonX already doing well. So on the back of DragonX, man, scale would actually just amplify that. So we'll see. And of course, we've got the big 369 payout on the 30th of October. Into November, we've got Titan Games and X28 potentially coming out, and that's going to eat up all the rest of the TitanX that's left. So whatever's left, it's going to be eaten up by X28. That's when the TitanX ecosystem goes from Ethereum, dominating Ethereum, to also dominating other chains through the Omni chain. So that is a major, major deal there. And all the TitanX getting burned up. So presumably, once it goes across chain with wrapped versions, I guess it's saying that's not coming back. So there we go. And we're going to have a boom on other chains potentially. So it is going to be crazy for TitanX. We've got all these other ones in red here. There's many more than ones in red, but these are some of the names that have been going around. These are projects that are coming also to the TitanX ecosystem. They will be put on, at the moment, they're on the bench. Imagine this being the field. You know, these are all the players. Well, these are players on the bench. They will be coming onto the field and being rotated in there. And, of course, that's going to make things even more scarce, more bullish. It's going to be pretty crazy. We have got the Shadow Protocol, maybe December, January. We'll see when that comes in. That's also out there. So a lot of time, a lot of fun there. And you can see many of the upcoming projects sitting here from the founders here. So we got ORX and we got USDX there showing up separately as well. I noticed that's something else. So things are about to get really, really crazy, really, really crazy good. Now, I hope you guys are excited about it. It is looking pretty fun. This system is about to go through the moon, as we say, through the moon. Now, the other thing, of course, on the 30th of October, we do have the 369, and the payout at the moment for DragonX, the super whale, is a $2.4 million, 1,023 ETH. And, of course, that is going to be 44.5% of that is going to go back into buy TitanX. So we've got a big buy coming in. Let's say $1 million+ that's going to come in and buy TitanX in November. And, of course, we're also going to have DragonX being burned away as well. 44.5% burning DragonX away. This thing is about to get insane for TitanX and DragonX. The buying burns, the new projects, it's DeFi, the big LPs, the attracting other protocols, dominating Ethereum, dominating Omni chains. This thing is about to do some special things, even with the market as it is at the moment. So kind of cool. Let's have a look at some of the stakes. We've had a lot of staking lately too. We just saw the last DragonX stake here come in just 8 hours ago. 101 billion TitanX was staked there. That's coming through via Hydra, and of course, pretty exciting there. The previous one was a day ago at 102 billion. Pretty exciting. But we've seen some pretty major stakers outside DragonX coming in. We saw this big whale come in with 984 billion, almost $1 trillion staked 2 days ago, and that is also competing against DragonX whale, right? We also saw 8 hours ago, we saw 100 billion get staked as well by this wallet here. The EO one, which looks very familiar to us. And of course, we've also got 61 billion here from this wallet. What else there? We got 80 billion just came in from another person. So a lot of staking happening here going on, which is pretty interesting given the payout coming up on the 30th of October. So TikTok, 28 days away, or 27, wasn't it? 27 days away for that. So things are getting exciting in the old TitanX ecosystem. Let's see where else is any other comments we got here. We got Matt and Bali in the house there. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you, Matt. Ufologist in there. PGC Jesus will not be punished. Thanks for the rewards. Yeah, hey, look, that's a top project, obviously, on Pulsechain. A big shout out to all the PGC holders. So DragonX, man. TitanX, hyperdeflationary. We're going to see some fun things happen in the market next 2 days. Of course, expecting some nice things for Hydra versus DragonX with the ratio, given the low mints of Hydra coming out. And of course, we've got the big live stream with Eric. It's going to be on with Mike Dean talking about Titan Farms, which is really one of the 3 big juggernauts coming for DeFi within a week's time or so. It is exciting. It's exciting. Yeah, can't be more excited about that. So I think everything's looking pretty good. Hex Pumpamentals looking great. TitanX hyperdeflation looking going to be insane. And you're right here at the right time. You see that chart as well. Let me just show that chart one more time. That chart, let's get rid of the overlays and look at that chart. That is teasing. Look at that last week here. How interesting is that? We're on the verge, on the eve of hyperinflation, and this is what the chart looks like. What a time to enter. That's all I can say. You know, you not financial advice, but you thank me later. Thank me later. That's all I can say. Now, if you guys haven't joined up the Strategy Club, you want to find out more about this stuff, we have constant intel flowing in Strategy Club. Then join up today, and you can use Wookie's link if you want to join up. That is the play there. Join Strategy Club. We look at multi-chain, obviously, and things are doing pretty well. We're very excited about where things are heading there, and a lot of people in the Strategy Club making mad gains. So congratulations to everybody there. All right, let's wrap up, shall we? 53 minutes, almost 55 minutes. Let's just say 55 minutes on the hour. That works pretty well with the old Hex. Hope you guys enjoyed today's content. Don't forget, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. See you in Discord, Strategy Club. Join up today. $35 a month. Super cheap chips is there. Super cheap chips, as I just call it. But great opportunity, great value. And we do all the research. We pump it in there, and you guys can get the benefit of it. Pretty good. Now, we also have the Pulsechain Hex Discord, the $5 to join up for that per month. So about a cup of coffee. So pretty easy there as well. We have a huge community in there. A really lovely bunch of people, a lot of smart people. So you join us on our journey through the bull market and make mad gains in a safe place. We try to create a safe place. You know, crypto can be pretty dangerous out there. We try to create a very safe place in our private Discord. It used to be public, now private. And we got rid of a lot of the Jetas. We got rid of a lot of Jetas or whatever. All right. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. share the channel around. We cover this stuff every day, man, every day. I don't know if anyone else is out there doing all these different chains. Get out there, folks, and get in there and help support the channel. That's all I can say. If you're on X and that, repost it. I really appreciate it. Take care, everybody. Catch you guys tomorrow, and bye for now. Woohoo! Mafia on BNB and Solana. That's a cool news today. Man, oh man, this game is about to go through the roof. Yo! As Sandy would say, yo! I don't know if Sandy would say that, but it's good. Thanks, Sandy. Take care. Bye for now.